Have you ever wanted to play games like the Borderlands franchise, split screen on PC? If the answer is yes, you came to the right video. Hello, my name is Stranded, and this is a guide video on how to play all the Borderlands games split screen on PC. A quick disclaimer before we start the video. All the Borderlands games only work on Steam, except for Wonderlands. For that, I have a workaround. Okay, let's start the video. Okay, first thing up is open up your internet browser, and in the search bar, search Nucleus Co-op. Open up the first link. At the top, click the download page. Make sure you're on the newest version of Nucleus. Mine is 2.1.2. Click this to download Nucleus. I already have it, so I'll be deleting it. Next, I'd say move your Nucleus app folder you just downloaded and put it on your desktop. Now extract the Nucleus app folder. The password for this is Nucleus. After extracting your Nucleus app folder, you gotta drag it onto your C drive, as shown here. They are exact duplicates. Now you've successfully installed Nucleus Co-op. Now you just have to open these folders and find the nucleuscoop.exe. In order for these to work, you have to run this as administrator. Nucleus is known as a false positive, which means it would be labeled as a Trojan under any antivirus software. Don't worry, it is labeled this because this program opens and closes other programs. For example, your games. So either disable your antivirus or allow Nucleus Co-op in your Windows Defender. After installing a game, you might notice that your game is not launching because it is crashing or something else. This is because Windows Defender has either attacked your Nucleus app folder for the Trojan, so it would crash the game. In this case, you would have to reinstall the Nucleus app. You can just replay the video to get that. Okay, starting from here, you would go to the download game handler. Or either you can go to the splitscreen.me hub. I'll be showing you directly from the game handler downloader right here. Okay, first off, you go here, click the top where it says game, and type in Borderlands, and just press enter. And from here, you find the game that we're going to be downloading, either Borderlands Game of the Year Enhanced Edition, or just Borderlands. Either or work in the exact same way. Okay, to start, you click on Borderlands Game of the Year Enhanced, click download. This won't show up since I've already downloaded this on my own, but this one will show up. Downloading and extraction of Borderlands Game of the Year Enhanced Edition handler is complete. Would you like to add this game to Nucleus now? You need to select this game executable to add it. You click yes, and you locate your game's download directory. In most cases, it will be on your C drive, Files x86, Steam, Steam Apps, and Common. But since I have my games downloaded on my hard drive, I go to my hard drive, Steam Apps, Common, and find the game. And here's my game. Okay, once you find your game in the download directory, go to Binaries, Win64, and click on Borderlands Game of the Year Enhanced Edition. The game Borderlands Game of the Year Enhanced Edition has been added. Click OK. And now you've successfully installed Borderlands Game of the Year Enhanced Edition. How to use Nucleus Co-op is different for everybody. Sometimes it's buggy, sometimes it's not. If you're using a mouse and keyboard, you have to, well, in order for your keyboard to first show up, you have to type something on your keyboard so you can see it and drag it. And these come up for monitors. It would be different for everyone exactly, but I have two monitors, that's why two monitors show up. But for you, it might be only one. In order to split up your screen, you got to click on the left little icon here. This is one screen. That's two horizontal, two vertical, and four, and so on. It just gets ridiculous after this. In our case, we just want two players. Now would be the time to plug in your controllers or a second set of a mouse and keyboard. But in our case, we're going to use mouse and keyboard and a controller. So player 1 always has to go first. You can't put player 2 first, but put the mouse and keyboard in player 1, and then slide this into player 2. And then from here, click play. And from here, the games will start. You would have to sit here and wait until both games show up and both resize. If you start clicking anything or moving anything around now, you may break your game and you might have to restart the whole process over. So it is safer just to wait for both players to fully load in and resize the windows. Okay, both games are now fully open and you're free to do as you choose. If you're using keyboard and mouse, you would need to Alt-Tab and Alt-Tab back to the Nucleus co-op. You notice this wouldn't open Nucleus co-op. Instead, press the End key on your keyboard. This will now lock your mouse to the Borderlands game and it won't be able to go anywhere else. To get your mouse unlocked, just press the End key again. This will also fix stuttering. If you are experiencing really stuttery on one instance, Alt-Tab and select Nucleus co-op. And then press the End key. This will fix any FPS stutters. To start off, player 1 would have to start a game and select network options and click friends only. It has to be friends only or this will not work. Select your character and play game. Most cases, people have to start a new character, which is totally fine. Once player 1 is fully in their game, make sure the game is not lagging in any way. Because if you lag, sometimes the game will crash. Just wait for the game to fully load so the game does not crash. And with the second instance, or player 2, you would go to Quick Match, select the character, and it would automatically load you into player 1's game. Now, press ready. And now, both players are now both in the game and you can play as you choose. And that's how you play Borderlands Game of the Year Edition Enhanced on PC with split screen. If you want to quit the game, you can either A, quit the game regularly, or B, press the End key so the mouse unlocks, and go back into your game and press Control C. This will close out Nucleus co-op. Okay, to install Borderlands 2, you want to press the Download Game Handler icon in the top left. From here, click Game and type in Borderlands. Click Enter. And from here, you would click Borderlands 2. And then press Download. This would not show up for you. For me, it shows up because I've already downloaded it. Now you would see downloading and extraction of Borderlands 2 handler is now complete. Would you like to add this game to Nucleus now? You will need to select the game executable to add it. From here, click Yes, and now you'll have to locate your Borderlands 2 game directory. In most cases, it would be in the program files x86, Steam, Steam Apps, and Common. But in my case, I have it installed on my hard drive. Okay, Steam Apps, Common, and then from here, you would locate your game. Once you're in Borderlands 2 game directory, click Binaries, Win32, and select the Borderlands 2 executable. Press Close, and now you have Borderlands 2. From here, in order to get your keyboard to show up, just type any key on the keyboard and it'll show up here. And this will be different for everyone. I have 2 monitors, that's why 2 squares show up. And click here to set the amount of players you want to play. This is 1 player. For example, if you wanted to do keyboard and mouse player on this side and controller on the other. Or if you want to play all on one screen, press this and now it'll be horizontal. So you can play like this. Or you can click it if you want to play vertical. You get the idea. and 4 players, and after that it just gets ridiculous. But in our case, we want to play horizontal. So, either play with 2 controllers, keyboard and mouse and controller, or 2 sets of keyboard and mouses. All these will work. In our case, we're going keyboard and mouse and controller. Click next, like the little arrow here. And this is if you want to launch under all the same Steam account. Only works if you want to unlock achievements or you're using UCP for mods. In our case, we're not using mods, so I'm going to select no. Now you're going to have to sit here and wait for both games to fully open and resize before touching anything. If you touch anything too early, the game may crash. Once Borderlands 2 is fully open for both instances, click your screen and or push the X or A button depending if you're using an Xbox controller or a PlayStation controller. From here, you may notice that you have 2 mouses if you're using mouse and keyboard. That is because you haven't locked your mouse to the instance yet. To do that, Alt-Tab and select the Nucleus co-op. Now, you may have to drag this off screen or do something with it to get it off the screen. So, drag it off the screen. And with it still selected, press the End key on your keyboard. Now you may find that your mouse won't leave the game screen now, so that's how you lock your mouse. Doing this will also fix stuttering and or FPS drops on the other instance. So from here, player 1 will select network options and make sure it's on online friends only. You can barely see it, but it's there. Now click back and continue or start a new game. And on player 2, you would go to the right, go down and select player 1. And now from here, you would click join game. And now you would immediately join player 1. From here, select your character and click play. And now both players are both in the same game. To quit Borderlands 2, you're going to have to press the End key to unlock your mouse and keyboard. And from there, you can either quit to desktop doing this, or you can press Control Q to close out Nucleus co-op. Okay, on the Nucleus app, click Download Game Handler. From there, click Game and type in Borderlands. Then press Enter. Now, click Borderlands 3 and press Download. This won't show up since I've already had this on here already. Now this will pop up. Downloading and extraction of Borderlands 3 handler is now complete. Would you like to add this game to Nucleus now? You'll need to select the game executable to add it. Click Yes. Now you will need to find your game directory. In most cases, it would be on the C drive, Program Files x86, Steam, Steam Apps, and in Common will be your game. In my case, I have it installed on another hard drive. So I would go to Steam Library, Steam Apps, Common, and find my game. In this case, it's Borderlands 3. Go into the Borderlands 3 folder, click Oak Game, Binaries, Win64, and click on the Borderlands 3 executable. The game Borderlands 3 has been added. Click OK, close, and open up the Borderlands 3. Or click the Borderlands 3. From here, you may see 2 boxes. These are your monitors. In my case, I have 2. You can play with 2 separate monitors by doing this. Or you can add split screen by pressing this icon and making it horizontal, or vertical, or by adding 4 players, and then after this it just gets ridiculous. In our case, we're going horizontal, so I'm going to add the keyboard and the mouse, and then the controller. From here, click the next icon right here. And if you wish to unlock Steam accounts and connect via LAN with other computers, select yes, In order for the game to work correctly, you will have to wait for both instances to fully launch and resize before touching anything. If you don't do this, it may crash. Okay, once both games are now fully open, this may take a while. You may notice that your mouse can leave the instance or leave your game, and sometimes it'll mess up. But what you do is press Alt and Tab on your keyboard and it'll open this. Make sure Nucleus Co-op is selected, and after it's selected, you notice it won't show up. After it not showing up, press the N key on your keyboard. This will lock your mouse to your game. And if your mouse is stuck in the corner over here, just click down on your mouse and it'll free itself. And after that, go to Options, Network and Social, and make sure you're on LAN Play. If you're not on LAN Play, this won't work. And you gotta turn off crossplay. From here, player 2 can also do the same thing. Network and Social, make sure it's on LAN, and turn off crossplay. And from there, player 2 goes to Social, LAN browser, right here, and click on player 1. And if you experience a crash like this, press the N key, so your keyboard and mouse unlocks. Press Control Q, so it closes Nucleus Co-op, fully closes it. Anyways, go to Steam, go to Library, click on your Borderlands 3, right click it, and go to Properties, Local Files, and Verify File Integrity. This is necessary to get past the crashing. And after that, it'll start downloading the files that are missing. Nucleus Co-op does something funny to Borderlands 3. After validating your files, you're now free to open up the game again. And if it does crash again, validate your files and turn this to yes instead. Just to be safe, I'm going to try yes, and if it works on yes, use yes instead. Now that the game's fully open, make sure in Alt Tab, select Nucleus Co-op here, press the N key so the game does not mess up, and so your mouse stays on player 1 if you are using a mouse. And that'll also fix stuttering and FPS drops. So, player 2, to start, joins player 1 through the LAN menu again. Doing this, it should stop. It would not crash this time. And then player 1 would press continue or new game depending on what they want to do. And yeah, I'm going to do continue. Okay, now once that both players are in the game, you are free to play. If you have any FPS problems, make sure and do the Alt tab and selecting Nucleus Co-op and then press end. And if you're having any other problems, consult the Reddit for any help. I'm sure there'll be a lot of people happy to help you there. And if you want to quit the game, you can do it by A, quitting the game regularly and pressing quit the desktop, or by pressing the N key to unlock your keyboard and mouse and clicking Control Q. Pressing Control Q will close Nucleus Co-op like I showed you before. Okay, for Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, you need to have a separate file that I'm going to provide in the link in the description. So when you click the link, you end up at this Google Drive, and you'll be downloading Wonderlands_preflight.ps1. You want to download this. Download anyway. And there it is. Put this on your desktop for now. Okay. And now after that, open up Nucleus Co-op. Now that Nucleus Co-op is opened, press Download Game Handler. Type Wonderlands. Click on Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. Press Download. Downloading and extraction of Tiny Tina's Wonderlands handler is complete. Would you like to add this game to Nucleus now? You will need to select the game executable to add it. Click yes. Now you got to go to your game directory. In my case, it is on my games folder, Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, Oak Game, Binaries, Win64, and Wonderlands. The game Tiny Tina's Wonderlands has been added. Click OK, close, and now you have it. But before we can use this, we have to use this file we downloaded and minimize Nucleus Co-op. Open up your files, go to the download directory of Nucleus Co-op, which is in your C drive, Nucleus app, Nucleus Co-op, handlers, and drag and drop Wonderlands preflight.ps1 into this file. And now that you're in the Nucleus handlers folder, make sure your Epic Games is open already and you are online. After that, select Wonderlands _preflight.ps1, run with PowerShell, and then click open. It'll open this program. And it'll activate whatever this thing is. And after that, you can close it. And now you should be able to open up this game in Nucleus Co-op. And then after this, type on your keyboard, get your controllers. And this is for horizontal. This is for vertical. Yeah. And this is for 4 players. And you can also, say if you want to play 2 players, like this, you have this is the left monitor and the right monitor. Or you can play split screen on both. So you can have 4 players like this. But in my case, I'm only going for 2 players in horizontal. And after that, click play. After the first game is open, you'll get a prompt on one of your monitors. On my case, it's on my second monitor, and it looks like this. Press OK when ready to launch second instance, or instance 2. And also you'll get these pop up too. Allow them so you can connect games. Okay, and then once first one is open, just click OK on this. Remember to avoid clicking inside the game or moving the controller around while the games are launching and resizing. Doing this may cause your game to crash. And now that both games are open, you should get a prompt on one of your screens that looks like this. This makes it so that like the second screen resizes, or the third or the fourth or whatever, resizes correctly, and your controller and keyboard and mouse will work. So make sure and click OK on this. And shortly after clicking that, the game should resize and snap together. And you see that it is very stuttery and it is freezing up on my screen. So right now you would Alt-Tab and select Nucleus Co-op and then press the End key. And then click on your mouse so you get the game. And then you should be able to play the game normally. And now that both characters are in the game, player 2 presses Social, scrolls over to LAN, connect to LAN, and player 1 has to enable LAN in the Network and Social tab. And once you're in search for the game in LAN, it should show up. Just click A or click on it or double click it and join the game. After that, click play on player 1 and press continue or new game depending on what you're doing. I'm going to go continue. And now both games are in and should be able to play like normal. So enjoy the game. And to quit, you pause and you can press quit game and exit the desktop, or B, click the End key on your keyboard so it unlocks your keyboard and mouse and you're able to Alt-Tab. But instead, you press Control Q and that will close the game and Nucleus Co-op. Like so. And if you watched this video all the way through, I just want to say thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. And if it wouldn't be too much of a problem, please press the subscribe button. It would help out my channel a lot, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.